Today I'm making an orange citrus cake with a delicious orange fluffy marshmallow frosting. So to get started, I'm using 1 box of store-bought cake mix. And the cake mix I decided to go with is the classic white. If you've been watching my videos, you know I like to use just the classic white when I'm kind of doing a semi-homemade cake. So to that, I will be adding 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, and this is the zest of a large lemon, and 1 tablespoon of orange zest. Again, that is a large navel orange. I'm also going to be using 1 cup of water, and I'll also be using a 1/3 cup of oil. This is an avocado oil. Vegetable oil works fine. You could also sub the water and the oil for milk and butter. I'm also going to be using 3 large eggs, and I will be adding 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. So now I am going to combine all of the ingredients. So while I'm mixing this, I just wanted to say this cake recipe is sort of my play on a sunshine cake, or it's either a sunshine or golden sunshine cake. And when I was a little girl, I remember on the back of the imperial sugar container, or not container, but the bag of imperial sugar, I used to collect recipes on anything that was on any labels or boxes or bags, whatever we bought at the grocery store. If there was a recipe on it, I clipped it. And I specifically remember on the bag of imperial sugar was a recipe for a sunshine cake. And I clipped it. Don't even ask me where it's at. This has been a very long time, over 30 years, so who knows where that clipping went. But I do like citrus, and I love orange zest. I love lime zest. I love lemon zest. It's really my favorite. So that particular cake, I remember that it did call for orange zest. So this is sort of my play on a citrus cake or a sunshine cake. And this is a lot easier than the recipe. So now that everything is combined, I am ready to put this in a cake pan. But today I'm making cupcakes. So if you bake this in a cupcake pan, you'll want to line it with your little cupcake liners, and it definitely will make 24 cupcakes out of this boxed recipe. Once I have divided all of the cake batter into 24 cupcakes, this is ready to be baked in a preheated oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for somewhere between 18 to 20 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out clean. If you do decide to bake this in a round cake pan or a rectangular baking dish, be sure to adjust the cook time according to the cake mix box. So it has been 20 minutes and my cupcakes are ready. So I'm going to remove them from the oven, and I'm going to place the whole cupcake pan on a cooling rack for around 10 minutes, and then I will remove the cupcakes, the individual cupcakes, and place those on the cooling rack just to allow them to cool completely. And this may take 20 minutes or 30 minutes, but definitely you want to make sure you're working with a cooled cupcake before frosting. Speaking of frosting, now I'm going to make a fluffy marshmallow frosting, and I think this frosting is probably one of the easiest things you'll ever make as frostings go. So to start off with, I will be using 8 ounces of softened salted butter. Here I only have 4 ounces. The other stick is off to the side. I'll add that later. In my mistake, I just added 1 and started to add the marshmallow fluff. But ultimately, you'll be working with 8 ounces of softened salted butter. I'm going to go ahead and whip this and get it nice and fluffy. And I'm also going to add some flavoring. You could add a teaspoon of vanilla extract to this. You could add strawberry if you're making a strawberry frosting. Today, I'm going to follow the same flavor profile as that orange zest and lemon zest, so I'm going to add some orange extract to this. But you could definitely add the flavoring of your choice. So I am going to add 1 teaspoon of orange extract. And to really give it a nice orange flavor, you can also add a teaspoon or 2 of orange zest. And I actually like to do that, but I used all the zest in the cake, so orange extract will work. And I am going to be coloring my frosting today, so that's another reason why I left out the orange zest. But if you are not going to add any food coloring to make this festive, definitely add the zest. It works fantastic in this. So I'm going to continue creaming the butter. And again, you definitely want to add 2 sticks of butter to this. It was an afterthought. So once your butter is creamed, then you are going to add 14 ounces. Each container is 7 ounces. I'm adding 2 containers to this. You want to add 14 ounces of marshmallow cream or marshmallow fluff. However, it's labeled at your grocery store. Sometimes I see it marshmallow fluff, but today it says cream on it. So I'm going to go ahead and empty out both cans of this marshmallow cream right into the butter. By the way, when you are working with this marshmallow cream or fluff, as they call it, it is a very sticky situation. So you'll want to do the best you can to get every last scraping of this cream right into your bowl. And that's another reason why you want to cream your butter first. So if you are using an electric mixer, the marshmallow cream doesn't stick too bad to the connections of the beater. By the way, take a look at me. I've got my electric beater again. I found it in the garage. Okay, so here I'm going to add the rest of my butter that I didn't add earlier, and I'm just going to mix everything until it is well combined. While I'm combining everything together and mixing it well, I wanted to mention, so the measurement and the amounts of this marshmallow frosting that I'm giving you is definitely going to cover 24 cupcakes if you are spreading it. If you use like a butter knife or a spreader to spread on the frosting, this is enough that it will definitely cover 24 cupcakes. But today I'm going to divide this into 3 portions. I'm going to color them with this natural powder coloring, and I'm going to pipe it onto my cupcakes to give it that nice piped look. Now, I'm only going to cover around a half or maybe 3/4 of these cupcakes with this amount. But if you want to do the piping on all 24, you'll need to add an extra stick of butter and an extra container of marshmallow fluff to give you a good amount to cover all 24. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so here are the food colorings that I'm using, and it's basically an all-natural powder from like veggies. I think the red is from like a beet extract or beet powder. So you can use food coloring drops, and all I did was separate it into 3 different portions, and all I'm going to do is create this little baking hack, and I'm going to use a gallon-sized Ziploc bag as a piping bag. And you don't have to pipe this on the cupcakes. Again, I'm only going to cover half of the amount, and the rest I'm going to store to frost them tomorrow with another batch of frosting. But definitely, if you want to cover all 24 with the piping method, you'll probably have to add an extra stick of butter and an extra container of marshmallow fluff. And if you flavor it, add a little more flavoring. That's it. But I am only going to cover what I can just to give you an idea if you want to do it this way. So I've put it in the Ziploc bag. Now I'm going to cut the tip. And that is my little easy homemade piping bag. It's not a secret. This is not groundbreaking. I think a lot of people do this, but I just wanted to show you what I'm doing today. So here comes the hard part. I am not a professional baker nor a decorator. So you want to apply enough pressure to have a steady stream of this frosting and just go in a circle. You can definitely use piping bags and different tips to give it something fancy, but this is what I'm doing today just to give you an idea of just a homemade cupcake. So here we are. So once your cupcakes are frosted, you can dive right in. And I wanted to show you the interior of this cupcake and how you can see the flecks of that orange and lemon zest. The smell and taste of this cupcake is spring in a dessert. And guys, spring is definitely here. I'm in the mood for warmer weather, and I'm so ready for blue skies and spring flowers. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it. And thanks for watching.